Have you ever noticed that you are a completely different human being depending on the room you are standing in? At the office, you are a diplomatic. With your childhood friends, you are ruthless. Drop you in the middle of a foreign country with no cell service and a dying battery, you suddenly become a hyper alert survivalist. Human beings are biologically chameleons. We don't just react to our environment, we physically and mentally mutate to fit in it. But here is the brutal account drainer reality for the 99% of retail traders. You are sitting in the exact same chair, you are staring at the exact same charts, you are drinking out of the exact same coffee mug every single day. You think you are trading the markets, you aren't. You are trapped in an environmental loop. Because your physical environment never changes, your neurological pathways never change, your thoughts stagnate, your emotional triggers become hardwired, and those blown funded accounts, they are just a symptom of a brain that has fallen completely asleep at the wheel. Welcome to Market Sector. Today we are breaking the autopilot matrix, and I'm going to show you how to violently hack your environment so you stop reacting to the market like a programmed robot and start attacking it like an apex predator. Let's dive in. To understand how to hack your brain, you need to understand how drastically a new environment alters your DNA. And to do that, I will tell you a story. It's not mine, but I will say it as it's mine. A few years ago, I was waiting for a flight at LaGuardia Airport when my appendix nearly burst. I was rushed to a public emergency room in Queens, New York. I walked through the double doors and I was seemingly the only native English speaker in a sea of 400 panicked people. It was pure chaos. It was terrifying. I was completely stripped off of my comfort zone. I couldn't even figure out how to flag down a nurse. For the next few days, I recovered on a ward surrounded by patients, doctors, and staff from every conceivable corner of the globe. But here is the terrifying, beautiful part about the human mind. By day three, I felt completely at home. In adapting to that extreme high stress environment, I unlocked a version of myself I didn't know existed. I was navigating social and logistic barriers what would have paralyzed the normal me just 72 hours prior. Why am I telling you this? Because the absolute greatest enemy of your trading career isn't the algorithm, it is routine. When you operate on routine, your brain goes into power saving mode. You are no longer conscious. You aren't calculating risk. You are just clicking buttons based on muscle memory. If your trading room is incredibly comfortable, quiet, and safe, I guarantee you it is an incubator for bad decisions. You revenge trade precisely because your brain has learned that it is safe to throw tantrums in that specific share. We have to introduce friction. So you tell me, what's the fix? Do you have to sell your house, move to a high rise in Tokyo, and trade standing up to become profitable? No, your physical sitting is only 10% of the equation. What you actually need to shatter is your mental environment. When you act as your own trading coach, your number one existential threat is cognitive blindness, staring at a candlestick but only seeing what you hope will happen. We need to wake your brain up. Here are four routine busting psychological hacks to rip your mind out of its comfort zone right now. Hack number one. Seek out your enemies. Right now, you are probably scrolling Twitter, only reading analysts who stroke your ego. Stop it. Confirmation bias is a financial death sentence. If you are heavily long on a stock, actively hunt down the smartest, most ruthless, articulate bearish trader you can find. Read their thesis, stare at their data, let it make your stomach drop. It is only when I force myself to look down the barrel of a perspective that destroys my bias that I actually save myself from catastrophic losses. If their argument makes you angry, it's because deep down you know your thesis is weak. Hack number two. Zoom the F out. It is so easy to get hypnotized by the 1 minute chart. The candles flash, the ticks jump, your palms sweat. You are literally triggering a caveman fight or flight response over a 2 pip pullback. The 1 minute chart is a casino. The daily chart is a boardroom. Whenever you feel your heart racing, immediately hit the hotkeys to switch your chart to the daily or weekly view. What looks like a terrifying apocalyptic crash on the 1 minute is almost always just a standard healthy pullback on the daily. Change the time frame and you instantly alter your brain's perception of danger. Hack number three. Look next door. Stop obsessing over just one instrument. Tunnel vision makes you blind to the macro reality. If you are trading the S&P 500, take your eyes off it for a second and look at the bond market. Look at the DXY. Are investors fleeing to safety or are they hungry to risk? Selling at Bitcoin while ignoring the dollar index is like watching the batter but ignoring the pitcher. Looking across different asset classes takes your brain out of its micro fantasy and grounds it in macroeconomic reality. Hack number 4, the mandatory eject button. This is the hardest one to execute. If you take a heavy loss, do not touch your mouse. Do not look for a revenge setup. Get up, walk out the door, take a freezing cold shower, go lift something heavy. When you take a loss, your amygdala hijacks your prefrontal cortex. You are no longer a professional trader. You are a wounded animal trying to fight back. A physical break from the screen is the fastest way to flush the cortisol out of your system. When you finally sit back down, the fog will have lifted and you will see the exact pristine setups that the panicked beginners are currently missing. And I want to leave you with one final uncomfortable thought. Look back at your own behavior. Often the market's views that we mock the most, the opinions we immediately attack in the comments, are the exact ones we need to take the most seriously. If you read a post that says the market is about to crash and you immediately get defensive and call that person an idiot, stop and ask yourself why. You wouldn't be so aggressive if you didn't sense in the back of your mind that they might be actually right. This defensiveness is just fear wearing a mask. Change your environment, challenge your perspective, stop trading on autopilot before the market forces you to. If this video just snapped you out of your hypnotic routine, hit the subscribe button. We are building a community of conscious, lethal, strategic traders here at Market Sector. No fluff, just edge. I want to hold you accountable. Drop a comment below with the one autopilot habit you are going to destroy tomorrow. Put it in writing so it becomes real. Hit the like button if you got value today, and I will see you in the next one.